Hey there. Today, I want to dive into a story that's not just heartbreaking, but also a wake-up call about a much bigger issue in healthcare. It's about Jean Descamps, a 26-year-old man who was discharged from a hospital in Oregon, only to die from an overdose shortly after. But this isn't just about one tragic case, it's about a systemic problem that's costing lives every day. Here's the thing, Jean was in a hospital, a place where you'd expect to get help, right? But instead, the staff decided he was faking his condition and sent him away. Personally, I think this raises a deeper question. How did we get to a point where someone in such obvious distress is dismissed so easily? What makes this really interesting is the bodycam footage from the police officers who were there. They were clearly uncomfortable with the situation, even questioning the hospital's decision. One officer said, "He can't be on his own." Yet, the hospital staff seemed more concerned with getting him out of there than actually helping him. In my opinion, this isn't just a failure of one hospital, it's a symptom of a much larger issue in how we treat addiction in the US. What many people don't realize is that addiction is a treatable condition, just like diabetes or heart disease. But for some reason, it's treated differently. Dr. Judy Chertok, who treats addiction patients, puts it perfectly: we would not allow, as a society, people with heart attacks to come to a hospital and not get appropriate treatment. So why is it okay for addiction? From my perspective, the stigma around addiction is a huge part of the problem. For decades, addiction was seen as a moral failing or a criminal issue, not a medical one. That mindset is still lingering, even among healthcare professionals. One thing that immediately stands out is how rarely doctors and nurses are trained to treat addiction. It's not a core part of their curriculum in medical or nursing school. And even when treatments like methadone or buprenorphine are available, they are often not offered. Why? Because many doctors still carry a bias against addiction patients. A detail I find fascinating is that Congress actually made it easier for doctors to prescribe buprenorphine in 2022. But most still don't. It's like we have the tools to help, but we are not using them. What this really suggests is that the problem isn't just about access to treatment, it's about attitudes and priorities. If you take a step back and think about it, this isn't just a healthcare issue, it's a societal one. Addiction affects over 40 million people in the US, and yet, more than 80% of those who need help don't get it. That's staggering. And it's not just about overdoses, it's about the countless lives that could be saved or improved with proper care. What I find most frustrating is that we know how to fix this. We need better training for healthcare professionals, clearer policies, and a cultural shift in how we view addiction. But change is slow, and in the meantime, people like Jean are paying the price. One officer's words still haunt me: "That guy does not need to be dead right now." And he's right. Jean didn't have to die. None of them do. So, what's the takeaway here? Personally, I think it's this: we need to stop treating addiction as something separate from the rest of healthcare. It's a medical condition, and it deserves the same level of care and compassion as any other. Until we make that shift, stories like Jean's will keep happening. And that's not just tragic, it's unacceptable. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. And if you found this video eye-opening, give it a like and share it. Because this is a conversation we all need to be having. Thanks for watching.